Concordia University St. Paul is pleased and privileged to have as its 2011 commencement speaker, St. Paul's School Superintendent, Ms. Valeria Silva. Superintendent Silva faces daunting challenges and outstanding opportunities with knowledge, commitment, skill, and courage. Her vision is to enhance educational standards, accountability methods, and results in learning while facing the hard facts of fiscal reality. As we welcome her, we also regret that she has such a busy schedule that she will have to leave right after her address. But Superintendent Silva, we are honored to have you here.
Thank you, Dr. Holtz, trustees, faculty, and students and parents. I'm still wondering, why do you ask me to do this? I'm just me, and you should have someone more important. But I do believe the reason why I'm standing here today speaking to all of you is because my experience, my life has been education. And you are demonstrating education today in front of all of us and in front of your families. Let me tell you that when we look at an event like this, don't look at this as a beginning, as a likely accomplishment, because you've been working at it for at least 4 or 5 years. You need to make sure that you celebrate it today. Too often we take granted the gift of learning because it's here, it's with us, it's in our environment. But this is more than a gift. This is an opportunity for you to grow, and it's something that will never be able to go away because it's embedded in you. By pursuing an advanced degree, you have made a clear commitment to excellence and encourage your peers, that I know you did, to do the same. By choosing and pursuing this advanced degree, especially here in Concordia, you have demonstrated an understanding that trust, respect, dignity can only be earned through the respectful treatment of others, and also through high standards of personal conduct. You have realized that there must be a mutual respect between leaders and followers. You have respected the values and personal dignity of others at all times. Otherwise, you shouldn't be graduating. You have committed to acting thoughtfully, communicating well, and practicing the servant leadership. It is hard for me and many of you to imagine a time in our history when thoughtful leadership was being needed as much as it is today. Both locally and nationally, the economical, the political, and the social challenges of our communities and our nation demand more than better leaders today. It demands people, it demands future graduates like you, that they are looking not for their own embellishment, but also for how can we change the future of this country. Not long ago, I was asked to put together some thoughts of effective leadership. I get to do these speeches once in a while. And I decided to be a little bit of funny, which is hard to do in speeches, but I'm trying. Give me a little bit of a time. So I borrowed the staple of David Letterman late night show that sometimes I get to see, and I never really get it, but I understand that he uses this top 10 thoughts about leadership. That would be my thing today. So because 10 is too many, and you want to get done with your ceremony, I'm going to use 5. So in my 5, I had to struggle because I had to pick what are the 5 that I would like the most. So I started by saying, first, let me tell you what are the 5s that I will be telling you today. The first one, and I truly, truly believe it. Number 5, do the work. Number 4, nurture others. and your own potential. Number 3, things challenge. Things about being flexible and be able to change. Number 2, know yourself and truly trust your intuition. And the last one, which I think is the most important, is be courageous. So I'll start with number 5. Leaders do the work. We know that. Author Daniel Hanson always writes, real leadership emerges the old-fashioned way. You roll up your sleeves, and you get lost in your task, and you work with people. Leaders do not sit back and wait for others to lead for change. If I had done that, we wouldn't be in the way we are today in St. Paul Public Schools. We're moving, we're changing, we're improving the quality of this city and this state, and hopefully one day the country. They see what they need to be done. That's what leaders do. They trust their capacity and the differences of what their power is to push forward. Those know it cannot be done. Leaders just said, let's try it. Leaders must, and I don't do this very well, I have to admit it, nourish potential. Because sometimes we get kind of too busy, but I'm working on it. It's never, never about the person. It's not about the title of the people, and it's not about the position of the leaders. They acknowledge everyone in the organization. And yes, I am in charge of 6,500 employees, the largest company or the largest employer in the city. And I don't do that well, but I will try harder. Remember that success does not happen alone. You can be a great leader, but you don't have followers. You will not lead. Leaders must be flexible and expect change. Have you heard that before? Your generation is a little bit more flexible than my generation because I'm a lot older than you. Makeup works very well. Leaders know that change is both constant and inevitable, that is static today in the motion of the tomorrow. Leaders have the capacity to see around the corner. It's like when your mothers told you, I have eyes in my head, but they never did, just in case. They have to be willing to participate in this anticipate development of what's going to come, what is coming up, the forefront of change, understanding how to use and being ready for the next evolution of how their own future waves into. It sounds really scary, doesn't it? But it's powerful. Leaders know themselves, and that's number 2. And I hope you work on that. And they trust their intuition. This is not about a girl or woman thing, okay? We all have intuition. We are not about our jobs or titles, as I said before. It's about the ability to be flexible, and leadership doesn't come in the minute that you were born. It comes with your opportunities, your challenges, and what you have been faced in life. Leaders will always, must always hear the voice of competing interests. And yet, the real test of leadership is knowing who you are, your values, and willing to continually learn and change. Your intuition sometimes gets you in trouble, but sometimes gives you that direction that you need. So don't discard that. People do discern the difference between authentic and artificial leadership. I tell you, I live it every day. Sometimes people ask me, how do you do what you do? And I said, it comes from my heart. the work I do, it has no words. I've been blessed as a leader to be in charge of 38,000 future leaders. Hopefully it will be 42,000 if we keep growing, because that's what we need to do. Enrollment campaign. You're having children, talk to me at the end. Not yet, just graduate first. But leadership is one of the things that I never really understood, because it's a sense of calling. You lead because you feel it. And the last one, what I think I have done a lot in this last year and a half as superintendent, is my number one is leaders must, should, need to be courageous. Courageous but not stupid. Very much different. Courageous leadership is hard and is not without fear. Rather, great leaderships are not afraid to feel, express, and reveal their human emotion, desires, and concerns. The last few weeks for me, I have experienced that. We are going through a tough time of cutting another $27 million. And many people in my organization, I have told them that they have lost their job. I felt emotion. Some people I know for years. But I need to do what I need to do to lead the organization to the next level. But that didn't mean that I didn't feel, that I didn't go home and literally lay down in bed and say, why did I choose to be a leader? But I know why. Because I see the next generation of leaders. Some of you are teachers, will be teacher leaders. I also see the next generation in my schools of leaders. And I tell you, with everything you have accomplished, it's going to be a day that you're going to look back and say, what kind of worker, what kind of leader, what kind of citizen I want to be. And if you are today graduating and you haven't figured out, you need to. Because me, all these people who have helped you to graduate, your family, our politicians, and our country need, more than ever, leaders who are willing to face the most difficult times in many, many years in this country. I don't expect you to be Mother Teresa or something like that. I just want you to go into your work and lead and take your job with passion, commitment, and very courageously. You make a difference. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for giving me this great opportunity. I still do not know why they needed me as a commencement speaker, because I am just Valeria, your superintendent, and I hope some of you have children in my school district, that we will be helping you and your child to become a better citizen and have a better state for all of us. Thank you, and enjoy your day, and enjoy it, because you need a job after this.